From the New York Post, the University of Washington anti-Israel encampment postponed over lack of diversity. You know, there's so much mad stuff going on in this day and age where we are led by raving lunatics consumed by an ideology that just pushes irrational, illogic behaviour up at anybody that goes anywhere near it. There's that much mad stuff going on that I can't actually cover all of the things that I want to talk about today because I haven't got enough time. So I'm going to make this video double whammy. I am going to talk about this brilliant, deranged bit of news. I am going to do that. But I quickly want to segue into one other thing which someone sent me related to this apparently professional individual hired as the creme de la creme, the top of the tree by the Biden administration, and he appears to have the financial acumen of a pissed sailor on shore leave in Vegas. So watch this short video. I'll aggressively mock him for a bit and then we'll do the actual news story that I want to talk about, because check this fella out. Watch an excruciating interview where Biden's top economic advisor rambles incoherently when asked a simple question. This fella, by the way, was handpicked. He's handpicked by the president. He's the chairman of the Council of Economic Advisors to the President of the United States, which makes sense because the bloke who appointed him has got the IQ of a pull-along duck. So it does make sense, but listen to this bloke's response when questioned about how the United States apparently can't run out of money. Yeah.
Like you said, they print the dollar. So why does the government even borrow?
Well, again, some of this stuff gets, some of the language that some of the language and concepts are just confusing. I mean, the government definitely prints money and it definitely lends that money.
Some of it's confusing. Not as confusing as the absolute shite you've just talked, mate. That sounds like a 7-year-old who didn't do his reading on the weekend and is trying to blag it to the teacher by looking at the picture on the front of the book. What a plank. And it hasn't even got to the good bit yet.
Which is why the government definitely prints money and then it lends that money by selling bonds. Is that what they do? They sell bonds. Yeah, they sell bonds, right? Because they sell bonds and people buy the bonds and lend them the money. Yeah, so a lot of times, at least to my ear with MMT, the language and the concepts can be kind of unnecessarily confusing, but there is no question that the government prints money and then it uses that money to, yeah, I guess I can't really talk. I don't get it. I don't know what they're talking about. Like, cause it's like the government clearly prints money. It does it all the time and it clearly borrows. Otherwise we wouldn't be having this debt and deficit conversation. So I don't think there's anything confusing there.
Well, I'm glad one of us isn't confused, mate. Well done. Yeah, that was brilliant, that, wasn't it? So I haven't even got time to pull this guy's background apart. But if these are the cream of the crop, the foam that floats to the top of the barrel of piss in the Biden administration, how can you expect anything other than gross incompetence? That's the best guy. So what's the dumbest one look like? What do the paper pushers and shelf stackers look like? If that's the smart guy. Anyway, just wanted to share you that one. Now let's do the news that I picked out, shall we? This is from the New York Post. The University of Washington's anti-Israel encampment postponed over lack of diversity. What, surely this isn't going to be what we all know it's going to be, which is a bunch of upper crust, upper middle class, pampered, brain-dead students presuming to get involved, LARPing as revolutionaries in a conflict they know almost nothing about. Surely this isn't going to turn out to be what the latest Gaza protest's all about, is it? A planned anti-Israel encampment at the University of Washington was scrapped at the last minute because of a lack of diversity, following fierce backlash for not involving any regulars at Allen's, Palestinian or Arab students. After long discussions, we have had to make the hard decision to postpone our action for several days, the school's Progressive Student Union announced. The day its UW Palestine encampment was supposed to take over a quad at 8 a.m. We want to make sure this encampment is a better reflection of the UW community and having even greater unity with our Palestinian chums, said the group. We want to make sure everyone's voice is included. The group said it was influenced by protests at Columbia, New York, the University of Michigan and beyond that showed the student movement in this country will not back down with its fight for Palestinian liberation. University administrators informed Jewish leaders that the school had no plans to stop the encampment unless the event escalates and threatens life safety, according to 770KTTH. However, the initial announcement of the encampment sparked anger at those not involved. Listen to the Arab students criticising this event and cancel it. Y'all have zero community support because of your inability to centre Palestinians. Oh, this is so poorly planned, someone else stated. Why was the Students United for Palestinian Equality in Return not consulted? Why is there no Arab leadership? This is the only page I've seen posted, which leads me to believe that no other organisations endorse this action. It's dangerous and weird, to be honest. Despite the embarrassing backlash, the Progressive Student Union promised to press ahead. Make no mistake, we will have an encampment, the group wrote, teasing an update by late Friday. Yeah, weird that, innit? Yeah, a bunch of brain-dead, upper-crust white people, as usual, presuming to speak on behalf of everybody else, because they're so tolerant and progressive, don't you know? You don't see me telling people to shut up that come from other parts of the world. I'm not telling them that they're not allowed to talk, but it seems like the progressive lefties are, who are almost always shrill, highly offended white people, which is what I keep telling you. It's the bigotry of low expectations. No, Mr. Black Donald Trump voter. You are clearly suffering from internalised whiteness. Let me, the sensible middle-class white arsehole, tell you what to do. I'll tell you what to think, and I'll tell you why you're wrong. No, you think you want to wear the MAGA hat. Why don't you do as you're told? It's basically how these people act. Presuming to speak for everybody else while having the situational awareness of a goldfish in a hijab. They don't know anything, they haven't read any long books, they don't know what river and what sea they're chanting about. They've never heard of Yasser Arafat. They think that's the bloke who cleans the bogs at the university. They know nothing, and yet they presume to speak for everybody else. This whole movement is about unbridled narcissism, trying to signal the virtue, tell you how good people they are, when really they're self-centered, narcissistic, and entirely vacuous, and usually morally reprehensible, which is why they feel the need to virtue signal in the first place. As I keep telling you, ladies, if you're a woman and a bloke starts talking to you, and he tells you how much of an ally he is and how much of a feminist he is, he's probably got 3 teenagers chained to the radiator in his sex dungeon in the basement. So steer clear of these people, alright? Do yourself a favour. But that's just what I think. If you want to comment on either of these stories, you think the Biden administration's definitely done a fantastic job of running the economy, or middle-class white women with purple hair and arts degrees do a much better job of understanding the complex geopolitical machinations of the Middle Eastern conflicts, please let me know. Please let me know, and I reserve the right to point out that you would probably lose a debate to a fish finger. Alright, thanks for tuning in. See you all tomorrow. Toodle pip. Cheers.